Welcome to another episode of the Cheap Champ Podcast, live from the bush. You see me out here in the bush right now. No guest this week, just me. Talked about it a couple weeks ago, trying to work all that out. But topic of this week's episode is: does lack of patience cost you money? Hell yeah, it does. Cost me a lot of money. Impatient, want stuff fast, quick, and my way. Don't always work, especially not when you're doing business. Here's the thing. So, lack of patience. Everybody wants things fast. Everybody wants things now. That's what fast food has done to us. And the internet, all this high speed stuff. It's stuff come up on your phone real fast. But when you're doing business, patience takes time. Well, you got taking patience. Let me get it back. Patience takes time. First off, you got to learn patience. Patience don't just grow on trees. You can't buy patience at the store. You got to learn that. You got to teach yourself some patience. You got to do some things, go through some stuff. But lack of patience in business, how has it hurt me per se? Well, I wanted things fast. I wanted to make money kind of quick. So you kind of cut corners and you do things that you shouldn't do. My webinars, wasn't very patient when I was doing those and misspelled some stuff. Stuff wasn't right. I just wanted to get it done and get it over with so I can get some money. But the lack of patience kind of slowed me down. It took longer to make money because I wasn't patient enough. Patience is a bitch sometimes. Yes, I said it. It is a bitch sometimes. Because what it is when you have lack of patience, you want stuff just to grow overnight. I have my brand, Cheap Not Broke. If you haven't seen it, go to Cheap Not Broke. Check that out. Got a lot of stuff. It's a lifestyle brand. I want it to grow. I'm stuck on X amount of YouTube subscribers, stuck on like 560 YouTube subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, especially subscribe for the Cheap Champ Podcast. But if you haven't, with 560 subscribers, man, it's hard. I want that stuff just to go overnight. And I had a period of time when I got like 300 subscribers, but it slowed down. And I've been impatient with this. But with lack of patience, I'm like, well, how do you fix that? Do something about it. Do something about being not patient. Well, if you're not patient, something's not working. Usually when we're not being patient, something's not happening on our time. And remember, time is the only non-renewable resource that we have. Time is the only thing you're not getting back. So it's not necessarily wanting stuff fast. It's like, well, what can I do and make the most of the time, not making the time pass. I found patience means more to me is making more of the time, not just making the time pass. Like when it comes to my business, okay, instead of being impatient with certain things and certain processes, let me figure out how I can take that same hour and turn it into more productivity. I had my webinars. Once I did get them together, got them looking good, got everything going, I was doing them once a week, which is I'm going to start back next week. I was doing them once a week and I was getting to the point where it was frustrating. I had to do this every single week and it just wasn't happening. Sometimes I would forget to do the marketing late because I had to do everything myself. And then here comes Thursday, the day of the webinar, nobody's coming because I wasn't patient enough to take the time to do what I need to do to get the result I wanted. Man, being patient. And the moment not having patience might seem like the right thing to do, but over time, it's not. It sucks. You got to be patient. Nothing worth our time. Just be happy you got time to do it. That's how I'm trying to see the world. I don't see it like that yet, but I'm working on it. Patience is a virtue, as they say. Patience in business is really important because businesses take a long time to grow. Some people grow in 2, 3 years, 10 years, whatever. But you listen to other people, and sometimes we think things should happen like that, the same for us, and they don't. And that'll mess you up. That'll have you running somebody else's race because even though you're running a race, you're being timed, but people are passing you. You still got to run your race, and you got to finish. You can't rush to get finished because I know running the 400 meters when I was in high school, if you come out those blocks too fast and push yourself too hard too early, you're going to get tired at the end. You're not going to finish the race. So, this patience thing is hard. I know people who have kids. I'm sure you got a whole lot of patience. I don't have that, but I feel like I'm not comparing a business to a baby, but it's something like that. You have something small and you're watching it grow and you have to give it a lot of attention and it doesn't do what you always wanted to do. But when things do work, you're so happy, you're so proud, but you got to have that patience. I can name 1,000 things I've done, going to college, being patient, wanting to graduate, but hey, you got to still take these tests. And then once it's over, you're like, dang, you miss it. You wish you can go back and do it again. So, Patience is your friend. Patience is your virtue. Sometimes just sit still and be patient and wait on things. But the thing about it is, we all wait for the things that we want to wait for. I want my business to work. I want it to I wanted to thrive. I wanted to make me some money and not cost me so much money. So I'm going to be patient. But in the midst of me making money, it's going to cost me some. So I'm going to have to be patient until it makes me some. No problem. I'm cool with that. Long as I get my chips, it works out for me. This patience thing, though, man. But think about patience. You can do things to learn patience. I like the color. Yeah, I like the color and coloring books because even though it seems like it's simple, staying in the lines, trying to get it to look a certain way, it's still a task. It's still a challenge. Still like a small competition to me, but it helps keep me patient. Building model planes. I used to do that a long time ago. I don't do it anymore. My dad used to buy me model planes, so it would take me time. You can't build a model plane in a day. It's a lot of pieces. You got to follow the instructions. You got to wait for the glue to dry. It takes patience. Patience is important. Lack of patience is expensive. When you don't wait, skip the line, get sent to the back, takes you more time. Just like people who are getting on the airplane. Why is nobody patient? You got your ticket. You getting on the plane. When the last time you had a ticket, didn't get on the plane? I'm sure it's happened to somebody. But as long as they give you your miles, if they do bump you off that plane, they're supposed to give you some miles. But the thing is, you got to be patient. We're all going to the same place, same time. And we're going to get there. But you must be patient. Too bad you can't buy none. I wish I could. But it's a learned thing. In the midst of learning patience, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn, well, why am I not patient? Well, why can't I be patient? And when you learn finally to be patient, you realize, things are a lot peaceful. You're not stressed out. You know, the anxiety kind of goes down. I find, where's your anxiety? Where does people anxiety come from in traffic? Not being patient. You can't drive through these people. You just got to wait. But people sit there and get all frustrated and whatnot. And here, you're the person that left late. How are you impatient to the point where you put yourself in the situation to be impatient, and now you're getting anxiety and mad at everybody else because they're not driving fast? That's your fault. What's wrong with you? People do it all the time, though. But these solo episodes, I like to keep them short and get straight to the point. Of course, when I have guests, we got to go a lot longer because I like to ask them questions. But I like to use these episodes to be vulnerable. Yep, you got to be vulnerable in your business because, just like I said, things don't just work out the way you want to work out. I'm trying to be patient because I do a lot of things by myself, and I have to learn to work as a team. Eventually, I'm going to bring some people on. I'm looking for a podcast producer. I want somebody to help me produce the podcast because this is a whole lot of work. Contacting the guests, producing it, editing, marketing, whole lot of work. So I got to get some help. But I haven't met the person that gonna help take me to the next level. So in the midst of that, I shall be patient. Patience. Yes, I shall be patient in the midst of me finding somebody to do. I don't want to get pooped on. You hear them birds out here. Them birds like to drop a load on you. Squirrels too. But this has been another episode of the Cheat Camp Podcast. I appreciate everybody for tuning in and listening. And like I said, work on your patience. Be patient with your business. Don't give up on your business. Your business is going to work harder for you than you ever could for it. So it's one of the things. Patience is not earned. Well, patience is learned. You can't buy it. You can't just find it on the ground. You got to actually do some exercises and kind of learn it and grow in it. And you got to be patient, learning patience. Some people are just so impatient about everything and they get mad. Nah, stresses you out, drives you crazy. If you like this podcast, please hit the like button. If you're on Spotify, please share it with a friend. And until next time, thank our sponsors, www.stressmoneyless.com, financial literacy courses, consulting, everything you need, learn how to build your budget and understand your credit. Find stressmoneyless.com. You want to learn how to live a cheap lifestyle, learn how to save money, travel cheap, and eat good, go to cheapnotbroke.com. Check that out. Next week, we'll be back, and I'll have a guest. See ya.